tomorrow night, the Sixers face the Pacers, who are currently the 3 seed in the East. The Sixers have 17 games left, Marc Jackson. 13 of them come against non-playoff teams. They have a stretch starting tomorrow with the Pacers, Knicks, Brooklyn, and Charlotte. A lot of winnable games, but if you're the 76ers, are you starting to really think about the number 3 seed in the East as a possibility?
To be honest, I don't think the Sixers are. I think they've been so up and down the last 3, 4, 5 games, especially, and I think a wake-up call came when they played against Milwaukee, and they played against Milwaukee, and when they played against Milwaukee and Miami, when they just got pretty much manhandled and taken advantage of, in my opinion. And so I don't think they can look at the 3 seed. I think they got to worry about each game at a time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That game with the Pacers is kind of the start to try to climb there because they're 2 games behind the Pacers for the number 3 spot right now. But did you see anything in the game against Brooklyn that makes you feel like a good run of basketball is about to come?
I just like the way they shared the ball and everybody was scoring. I think the biggest I think they're going to be a very good defensive team. I think they're going to really make teams struggle. But I truly believe that some things, some games they really lack scoring. I think when that second unit is in, I think when teams adjust to Joel, I think when Ben is in that move where he don't want to score the ball, I think they lack scoring. But to see them, everybody score those points, Bellinelli, TJ, Ilyasova, I think when you get multiple scores like that, that's what's promising to me because I truly believe they go through droughts that they don't recover from because they don't score enough points.
Mark, do you think that Joel Embiid, I know that he's had, there's been the word fatigue mentioned with him. Did you see last night an indication that he was a little fatigued and that's why he was taking the ball to the basket more? It was effective, obviously, and it worked, but you didn't see him pulling up for as many jumpers last night.
Yeah, I think Joel understands that his body's fatigued, and, he's Joel Embiid. So with that being said, he knows he's always got a target on his back, and he wants that target because he put on Instagram or Facebook, whatever you want to do, that he's one of the best, and he's such a big symbol for the 76ers that people coming after him, and he knows he's fatigued. So what I think has really happened with Joel, I think Joel has matured so much that he understands, hey, I got to start to get to the foul line. I got to try to get some easy ones, not really settle for these jumpers or hang around this three-point line, and he's made adjustments. And last night was something that he did that I think he needs to remember. Don't forget with the next game with tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, if they play him in a back-to-back, come up, get to the basket, get on the box, establish yourself because the Sixers have enough guards. They have enough perimeter players. They only have one Joel Embiid.
How about the first half numbers that they've had? In the last 4 games, they've had over 70 points in 3 out of the 4 of them, but over 70 in the half doesn't necessarily guarantee a win. As we learned when they played at Milwaukee, they put 72 up in the first half and still lost. That said, anytime you hit the 70-point mark in the first half, you're coming out on fire, right? You're doing something right. Why do you think they've come out so hot?
Well, I just think, they finally marked early. Everybody got fresh legs, and now they're so deep. They are so deep from 1 through 5 that, they're able to get fresh legs in, and guys are filling themselves and scoring at will. And the Sixers do such a great job of sharing the basketball. So with that being said, they find open shots. And the Sixers, except for Joel Embiid, is a jump shooting team.
Yeah.
So when they're open and they do shots are falling, they're going to score a lot of points. When the struggle comes is when teams force them off the three-point line, force them to put the ball on the floor, and try to create for themselves. That's when the problem comes because, respectfully, Ben, I truly think Ben can do that, but he doesn't want to score right now, and they're missing that guy. I think Bellinelli is very capable. J.J. Redick is an incredible shooter, but I do not trust him putting the ball on the floor, breaking people down. That's not his game.
No,
great shooter, but that's not his game.
Yeah, and you're right. They don't really have that guy, and I guess Fultz was supposed to be that guy, and it appears that they won't get to see that this year. So it's really going to be tough. It's tough to win in the playoffs when you're relying on jump shooters all the time. I mean, realistically, in the playoffs, you got to get yourself to the line. You got to figure out ways to get the ball to the basket. This team right now, seemingly doesn't have the look of a team that might be able to win a playoff series if you're going to rely on the jump shot so much.
Well, it depends on what you have around those jump shooters. The Sixers are a jump shooting team because they command Joel Embiid commands a double team. Ben Simmons, when he slashes to the basket, should command a double team. But right now, teams are not respecting him right now enough to double him when he goes to the basket because he's not looking to score. The book is out on Ben that he wants to penetrate and then kick. He's not penetrating to attack the basket, even though he starts every game off aggressive and seemingly like he truly wants to score the ball. He always starts off the game getting to the basket, ferocious dunk, or getting N1s. And then the second half, no more of that. So teams got the book on him. So now when he drives, teams are not doubling him. They just allow him, all right, go ahead, Ben, let's see you score the ball. And he's still looking to pass. So these shooters are shooting with a hand in their face. If you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're a jump shooting team, with the exception of LeBron James. Mm-hmm. But he commands so much attention that you have to have those jump shooters around him because when he goes to the hole, he's going to finish.
Marc Jackson's with us on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline, NBC Sports Philadelphia. Sixers pre- and post-game. They play the Pacers tomorrow night. Pacers are currently a half game up over Cleveland for the number 3 seed. Philadelphia is 2 games behind Indiana, which makes tomorrow night's game, Mark.
Yeah, but here we are in this situation again. They get this situation where they get close to a team they're chasing, like the Heat. It's like this Jekyll and Hyde team, Mark, where they look like a total bully. They look like the Sixers look like one of these elite squads when they face a team like the Nets, but then they go up against a team like Indiana, perhaps, or Miami, and they struggle.
They do. I agree with you 100%, man. They do. And that's what you don't know what team you're getting. You don't know if you're getting that great team that's going to score buckets, that's going to play great defense. I think you do get defense. I think you do get defense consistently from them. But as far as scoring points, and I just don't think you get that because Brooklyn, who's a struggling team, they have a coach who's struggling to get wins, even though we know what the front office wants them to do. They have players who are players that was brought in to help facilitate their purpose this year. I'm not going to use the T word, the T-A-N-K word.
I'll spell it for you.
but I'm not going to say the word. But with that being said, they're getting these players that's maybe not going to help them win. So the mindset, the philosophy of trying to win these games, may not come to fruition. So the Sixers look great right now until they run against, say, the Pacers. And the Pacers are fighting for something. The Sixers has to have a fist fight with them, and let's see who come up on top. We've seen when they played against other teams lately that's coming with that same mindset, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. When they're fighting for something, the Sixers have lost both fights.
That's right. Mark, let me ask you as a guy who played a long time in the league. The Sixers played a schedule 7 of the last 8 on the road. They went 4-4. A lot of those games were packed into every other night or back-to-backs. Last night was the first time they got a chance to get 2 days in between. How different is that for you guys to get that extra day between the games? Because last night Joel said, I'm not tired, but maybe I just haven't been as focused. And sometimes when you're playing every other night, maybe you doze off a little bit. But you could speak to that.
Listen, that extra day means a lot because that extra day is like a month in NBA years, in NBA time frame. It is unbelievable what you can do with an extra day with your body, with the likes of you, with you getting rest, getting rehab. An extra day in a cold tub does and goes a long way. So, for them, it means so much to you. And when you have a fresh body, when you have fresh legs, you're able to perform at a higher rate.
Mark, tell us about these basketball camps that you have coming up. I know you're involved with some basketball camps.
Oh, yeah, man. Every year since, I've always had sellout basketball camps in the Tampa, Florida area. This will be my first year hosting some camps in the Philadelphia area from my hometown. My camps this year are going to be at 2 locations. Girard College, one an incredible campus, as well as a half-day camp at Temple University. What makes my camps unique is I'm hands-on. I've had some Big 5 basketball players as counselors, but I am hands-on. I run every drill, we do video sessions, Another unique thing is each campus provided a Gatorade, water, snacks, healthy lunch, so parents don't have to bring nothing with their kids. They get a full-fledged lunch, they get snacks, they get everything, and they get, I believe, as one of the best youth coaches and trainers in the country, and myself personally working with their own child.
And they get the MVC, or the most valuable camper, gets a pair of those great socks that we see you wear on TV.
Yo, it's a lot of awards, a lot of things to be winning. And it's very good. I get all ages. And like I said, I think I run a great camp because I think everyone leaves with having a ton of fun, but also learning the game. And all information we see on my website at jacko25llc.com. So there's JACKO25llc.com.
All right. Mark, you have the dates for when those camps are coming up?
Yes, sir. My first camp at Girard College will be June. The first will be the week of June 25th. The second will be the week of July 9th. And then the Temple camp will be the last weekend of July. I believe that's July 27th, I believe, or 30th. So it'll be that last week. But the first two camps at Girard College is a full-day camp. Will be the last week of June, which will be June 25th. And then also in July, and it's an amazing experience for all kids. So July 25th, and then a week of June 25th, and then a week of July 9th.
Okay, and we'll tweet that information out for the listeners.
Perfect.
And hopefully we get some of the high school coaches in the area to also help us out with that as well. Marc Jackson on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. A big night for the Sixers tomorrow. They play the Pacers. You can listen to it here on 97.3. Thanks, pal.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good one, and go Sixers.